Hello and welcome to this video. Here in front of me I've got a set of runes that I made myself, and it's all done with materials that I already had at home. I guess it turned out alright because it's actually my first attempt. I've really never done anything like this before. Yeah, and it was just a fun little experiment. So if you're interested in seeing my process, including all the trial and errors that went into the making, yeah, please keep watching and let's get into it. So I have these branches, and I must emphasize that they were not cut for this project. It had to do with one of the neighbors. Anyways, I chose one where I think the diameter would be a good size for rune pieces. Now, I don't have an electric saw, so I had to prepare a setup that would allow me to manually saw the branch. I ended up using these boxes with ridges at the bottom so that it would help stabilize the branch. Sometimes I would get stuck sawing and try to turn the branch around, but I then learned that this could result in an uneven cross section. So next, I set out to try and stabilize the branch further by putting some weight on top. So I got a bag of cat food at first, but it wasn't heavy enough. So then I got this bag of wood pellets, and that worked pretty well. By the way, these wood pellets are from a home hardware store, and it's meant to be burnt for heating. But in case you didn't know, it's a great economic alternative to cat litter. It doesn't clump, which kind of sucks, but it's like 4 times cheaper than the clumping wooden pellets style cat litter that I would get from the pet store. Anyways, it was much easier to saw once I got that extra weight holding down the branch. And of course, if you're looking to make your own wooden rune pieces and you have proper equipment and the setup to cut them, please go ahead and use that instead. Here I'm just showing the process of using only the things I have at my home. I had some brown chalk paint from a furniture project, so I tested it out on one of the wooden pieces, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted it, so I decided to leave it out. Then I tested painting a rune, and I'm just using regular house paint here, so the kind of paint you'd use to paint walls and fences and that sort of stuff. And the finish of this paint is glossy. I tried adding some accent lines to make the letters stand out a bit more. But it didn't turn out very neat. So I went back and tried to smooth out some of the lines back with a black Sharpie. It was alright, but I thought it could be better. Anyways, after that, I proceeded to prep the actual pieces I'd be using. So I cut off some of the bits of wood or bark that was sticking out. And sanded down some of the rougher edges. Then it was time to paint on the letters. project, and I did think about whether or not it would be good to put some kind of coating over the pieces, but then I don't really have anything for that at home. Plus, I just love feeling the different knots and the raw wooden texture more. So I think this is the way I'd like to keep them. And then, yeah, I guess just, painting something that's this small on a bare, unfinished wood surface, to me was a bit of a challenge because the paint didn't quite glide on, the same way as it does on paper. So I think the toughest part was just getting the lines straight and controlling the thickness of the lines. In the end, I'm happy with the way it turned out, and I just can't wait to learn more about runes. So that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed watching my process,